Welcome to the SimTech podcast. In this episode, we're diving into the world of immersive technology and its impact on mental well-being, stress management, and patient care. Today, we're joined by the team at VRelax, an innovative VR application designed to support individuals with mental and physical challenges. VRelax is more than just virtual reality. It's a scientifically backed relaxation tool helping users combat stress, burnout, anxiety, and even physical discomfort during medical procedures. With lifelike interactive VR worlds, it provides an immediate escape, offering distraction and relaxation when it's needed most. We'll explore how this cutting-edge technology is being used in healthcare, the science behind its effectiveness, and how simulation and digital interventions like this are shaping the future of patient support and therapy. So whether you're a simulation professional, a healthcare provider, or just curious about the power of VR in well-being, this is an episode you won't want to miss. So, let's get started. Hello and welcome to another episode of the SimTech podcast. Today we're going to be doing another supplier showcase, and today we're going to be jumping into VRelax. And to help me to do that, I've got the team here. Guys, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. For sure. Well, my name is Frank Nuss. I was actually the first employee of the company VRelax. I'm responsible as a director in business development for mental health care within the Netherlands, and I'm also responsible for all the business we are doing abroad.
My name is Marieke Jongma. I used to be, in the early days, a nurse, so a nurse from background, but also very interested in social innovation and passion on human technology. And for me, VRelax started as a societal project, working with a really nice professor in the academic hospital of Groningen. We did research, and we did that with patients with depression and psychosis. And we saw with the early prototype of VRelax amazing results. And this is why VRelax really came to be. So I'm a co-founder, but also very interested in research. And that's what I do in VRelax. So grant applications, research, but also working with end users and developing the product further. Yeah.
Okay, so for people that have not heard of VRelax, how would you describe what it is to someone who has no experience in VR or any kind of applications that go with it?
So VRelax is an application that actually helps you to reduce anxiety and stress in a direct effect. You can use it anytime, anywhere. It became to be because I'm working as a nurse, but also as a project leader in projects with patients. I saw patients with high levels of stress that were not able to manage it themselves. And when you're having mental problems, relaxation sounds so easy, but even then, if it doesn't work, it feels like failure at sometimes as well. Mm-hmm. So being a nurse, I'm very practical and I wanted to have the solution. So I started to explore what could help. And I didn't know VR at that time. So I was working with VR in a telephone, in a gear, clicking and making the best of it. But what I saw, VR as an immersive technology takes you away from the surroundings that you are. It actually transports you to another environment. And takes you along in a journey. And this is what VRelax does. And with focus on relaxation, we have created VRelax with patients with mental problems, addressing content, real-life content, but also spatial audio, and make it a true experience of relaxation. And VR has the power to really transport you to another environment. So it gives you a little micro break. And it's very effective to get you out of the stress.
Yeah, so if I read you right, so a user would put a VR headset on, and then they would be transported to various different environments. What kind of environments do you have?
Yeah, they are real-life nature environments. We actually know from science and from actual practice that being in nature regularly helps bringing back balance in your stress system. So in the beginning, when we were developing the app, we were thinking about, okay, what kind of environments do we have to offer? So, and that's why we came up with using real life nature environments. But it also includes sound. It's a very, very important part of our app. So, yeah.
I've got to say, Frank, that's the thing that stuck out with me the most. The environments are very beautiful, but being in there, because we first met in a very busy conference,
Yeah.
and then when we put the headset on, it just didn't feel like I was in that conference anymore, because with the headphones and the sound, it completely immersed me into a completely different area. Like I say, I couldn't believe how absorbed I was in such a short time. Actually, I mean, how do you decide on which environments people find relaxing? Because a lot of different people will find different things relaxing.
Yeah, so I think the knowledge base that we have is based on research. So we worked with several patient groups with mental health problems, but also with disabilities, special needs. And we develop human-centered. So we're actually a very good journalist. So we talk with end users, professionals, clients, and we just listen and ask and ask. And we try to develop the content wishes. So based on the conversations, based on the research, but also what we already know about relaxation with nature and sound, we integrate it and we build prototypes. And then from the prototype, we have test panels. Actually, mostly also the clients that we interview are involved in the test panels, and we offer them the prototypes and they give feedback. And based on that, we develop the worlds. Once the prototype is finished, we do scientific research. We actually do long-term research with the environments so that we can develop them further, but also understand where the relaxation can be more effective, created more effective with our way of working.
Does someone have the job then of going to these beaches and very relaxation places and just recording there? Does someone have that job?
That's a nice job.
Yes. Yeah. So the fun thing for me is to actually create the user stories that we transfer into content stories. Then it goes to our content team. And those guys, they actually travel. So we have learned that relaxation happens when you're in a familiar area, but it's still new to explore. So when it looks like something that you already know, but it's not really. So we try to really make the stories. So we have traveled to make you even more jealous to Iceland, to the White Desert in Egypt, but also to Egypt, to the ocean to swim with dolphins as well. But we have a very strict storyline, so it's not all freedom.
And it's not only about the real life nature environments. It's also, well, basically we want to have full control over the environment, so we can add things, we can change things, etc. But we also add interactive elements. So there are relaxation exercises, guided relaxation exercises, yoga nidra, some gamification elements. Basically, we try to find a balance between distraction and relaxation, because we don't want to overstimulate people or patients. But at the same time, some people can find some environments boring, so they want to do something. So sometimes it's like passive relaxation. Sometimes it's a little bit more doing exercises. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, because everybody's different, aren't they? And it's some people might just find chilling next to a beach or next to a pool more relaxing, when actually some people like skiing and being a little bit more active, don't they? So everyone finds something different. So you've got to kind of encapsulate everybody there. Do you do any? Is there any CGI or is it all just real life video?
So we do that as well. We have developed adventure worlds and dream worlds for children, and we use the technology. And also in this project, we used the same approach. we were invited into family homes with children being ill, some of them with special needs, but some of them with severe illness and based on oncology. More and more care has been given at home. In the hospitals, there's a big toolbox where they can distract children, but at home, it's not that easy. So we wanted to have a hands-on solution for nurses that actually have to do the technical caregiving tasks, and they needed distraction to do so. So we developed with CGI special dream worlds and adventure world as well.
Yeah, cool. So how is this used then? How do you see this as a vision? How do you think the most ideal way of using this is? Is it one-on-one, or is this a group of people and one instructor kind of taking groups out, or is this just something that a person would use on their own in their own time?
Yeah, and in several ways. So sometimes it's one-on-one. So the patient is guided, helped by a healthcare professional. But we also go for self-management, so the patients can just use it on their own. And that's why the app has to be very, very easy to use. It has to be plug and play, and that's what VRelax is. It's not often used in a group. Sometimes they do it, but often it's one-on-one, or that they just use it themselves. Yeah.
I think it's depending on the context. So if you're having severe mental health problems, early psychosis maybe, or depression, and you're in a ward, sometimes you just want to be by yourself and have your own space.
Mm-hmm.
With VRelax, you can create this. But it's also before a treatment session, if you're very agitated, anxious, or maybe not feeling your best self, it actually takes your stress system to a lower level, which makes it easier for you to go through the treatment session, but also for the therapist. It's lesser hard work. You don't have to calm somebody down. What you also see is after treatment session, a relaxed brain learns easier. So sometimes it's used after a treatment, especially at trauma sessions. It's hard work. So to calm down and to become a bit more to yourself again, it's being used. And then, of course, you have the sessions, as Frank just mentioned, that's available in wards for patients themselves. If you look at special needs, that's a completely different area, thinking of elderly, but also people with dementia, for instance. They experience stimuli based on the group that they're living with, or maybe the tasks that they're doing during the day. Some people with special needs also work, and this can be very, very intense. So to actually regulate the overstimuli and the stress, research shows there's lesser escalation, but also lesser use of, when needed, medication. So it's a different way of working, and it's integrated in a day program. So it depends. And we also have, from corporate well-being, we have companies using VRelax to have a micro break at work. So there's no severe mental health issues, but it's just busy, and the day can be a lot of work. And if you have overstimuli and a lack of focus or concentration, a micro break works. So I would say less stress, if that's a wish or a goal, depending on how you use it. I would say before, during, or after. So,
Yeah, I mean, that's how I kind of envisioned using it, was taking it to maybe to the canteen, in a busy hospital,
Mm-hmm.
and having staff, just come and sit down with a coffee, put it on for 5-10 minutes, a little bit of a decompression from maybe their busy day, and take it off, and then back to work. What would you say the optimal time for using it is?
Yeah, it would be around 50 minutes. It depends, but often it's between 10 and 20 minutes. Yeah.
So research shows that people take the goggles off after between 12 and 17 minutes, depending on how well they know VRelax. So you have the introduction. You just are very curious when you use the app. You put the goggle on and you want to explore. So normally we see longer times at the first two sessions. We give the advice, please choose 2 or 3 worlds that you want to explore and learn from that what works for you. And then it's between the 12 minutes, 17 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I do have to say that if you're in a very overstimuli area, it really works. But people also need to feel safe. So that's always the thing with VR. You're transported to another world. So you kind of lose where you are. So I would address that issue.
Well, you're essentially
Yeah.
blindfolding them, aren't you? And
Yeah.
you're taking all the senses away, so that everyone feels vulnerable, don't they? You don't know what's around you. You're always holding your hands out.
Exactly.
And absolutely setting the scenes really
And
critical to safety.
Yeah, the software works with spatial audio. So you're wearing headphones yourself at the moment. That's one of the things that we really suggest when you're in busy surroundings. You at the conference noticed it as well. The headphones really are an addition to experience the full sound.
Yeah, but it's all the little things in between the lines, isn't it? It's having the right chair, having the right headphones, setting the scene even before they go into it. It builds the experience, doesn't it, to relax in. It's not just about the application. What kind of gear do you need then? What kind of headsets does this work on? Is there a minimum requirement? What kind of standard?
Yeah, we chose to work with Meta Quest, Meta Quest 2, Meta Quest 3, and we also work with Pico. So those 2 brands we work with. I guess it's very important that they are very easy to use. The app itself does not request a controller. It's all gaze control, so by head and eye movements. So we find it very important that the devices, and for us, it's just a computer. So we don't, we sell the devices, but it's not our business. So, but we chose to work with these 2 brands at the moment, and for us, it's important that they are easy to use, basically, because many people still don't have a lot of experience with VR devices, and they always say, "Oh, it will be very difficult." And we often put it in kiosk mode. So basically, this means that you will be directed to the app automatically. And this is how it should be. So we always say within 20-25 seconds, you will enter the app after switching the device on. And you can start relaxing, basically.
Yeah, and I hate the stereotype, but I don't know what your demographic is at the moment. But some people can really struggle to use VR headsets. Mainly, I suppose the younger people might be growing up with it, but the more mature audience, you put it on them, they don't know about hand signals and eye tracking. How do you get through those kind of barriers?
I think through the kiosk mode. So we do with so when an institution starts to use VRelax, we have a program for implementation. That means that we address the goals, the way it's going to be used, but also we get specific on the patient groups. We have learned so much, so we have protocols, but also the steps based on the MDR certification, everything. So what we do is that we try to get the kenmerken,
the characteristics
of the patients, and based on that we give an advice. So if it will be a patient that you have described, we definitely would advise the kiosk mode. So the entrance is very easy. Some institutions that use VR with multiple apps, they use, for instance, Arbor XR, that they can address the apps. So it skips those difficult steps.
Do you need a Wi-Fi connection for it?
To download, yes. So we do every 2 weeks, we push updates. The content updates are a bit bigger. Then it's something that we address through emails. It takes a little bit more attention to do so. But every 2 weeks, something comes in. If it's not connected to the Wi-Fi, you don't get the updates. And we ask our customers every month to connect to Wi-Fi to actually get the material down. In the forensic psychiatry, for instance, it's just not possible to be on Wi-Fi for use, so it's disconnected from Wi-Fi, but
Yeah.
it needs to be organized every month to get all the updates and content and everything.
Yeah, but yeah, you don't need internet as a standard. So it always works. It works for a couple of months without Wi-Fi. But of course, to be able to download updates and new content, you have to have Wi-Fi. But yeah.
I assume that when you're downloading, I mean, the files must be quite large as well, so it probably takes a little while.
Yeah, but well, our partners do it for our customers. So they download the app, they download all content. So all our partners, they receive the device with content already downloaded. So they don't only have to log in once. Well, it's more a technical thing. But then they can just start using it. And when there's new content, it will pop up in the app and they can just download it, and it will take maybe 15-20 minutes for one video, depending on the speed of the Wi-Fi. But yeah, our customers receive a ready-to-use solution. So yeah.
And who's been using it so far? Then what kind of departments?
Several. So very very different clients.
From I would say mental health care institutions or psychiatric hospitals. General hospitals, institutions for people with special needs, rehabilitation, elderly care, basically, well, stress, anxiety, depression, important things in many different organizations. So, but I would say hospitals, mental health care clinics, psychiatry, etc., will be the most important ones, and institutions for special needs. We are very successful in that area.
And then hospitals, I would say it's more focused on pain and discomfort.
Exactly.
Where mental health or special needs is more focused on stress less.
I mean, it's just for, well, anybody that has stress, which is, let's be fair, it's just everybody then, really, isn't it?
And the surprising thing is, if you have a pain experience or discomfort experience, I was amazed about the level of pain you experience is also based on anxiety and stress. So if you lower stress and anxiety, your pain experience is lower as well. That's one of the surprises. When I started in 2017, I was so focused on stress. And along the journey, we discovered the effect on pain experience as well. So it's something that happened, kind of, but it's put the knowledge is being put to good use.
Yeah, so kind of like a distraction technique kind of thing.
Exactly.
So, for instance, maybe a child that was getting a cannula in or taking bloods, you just pop this on them so they can't really see what's going on.
Exactly.
Because most of the time it's like you say, it's the anxiety of it happening, isn't it? When actually it's just a little sting. Yeah.
True.
Wow. Where do you think, because VR's kind of on the rise, and where do you guys see yourselves in maybe 5-10 years?
Oh, I think the technology development is so exciting. I started in 2017 working with a telephone and a gear and clicking, and through less capacity of the phone, it would get too warm and it wouldn't work. And looking at where we are right now and the entrance of AI also, I think it's going to be a fun ride to explore the technology and finding the boundaries. I would love to do something with speech in the app and all kinds of things. So I think we'll be helping the development along the way. The interesting thing for me is the ethical side of the use of VR in healthcare and mental health care. So we're doing research on that. Very exciting to do so as well, because we need to think about safe use, especially for a vulnerable patient group. So for me, I think that's more on the development of the product side, taking things further. And around VRelax, it's starting to bubble. So we are going abroad, doing research, learning about cultures as well, taking things to the next step. And my dream is we have a fun joke in the Dutch language. and it sounds better in Dutch, but it's more about less pills, less medication, and using more goggles.
More relaxation, less medication.
Thank you. So everything that's in the line of that I want to let it grow. So.
Hardware will become cheaper, smaller, and more integrated in daily lives, I guess, in the next years. Well, of course, we use the VR technique for relaxation, but also in the next year it will be used more for education, learning, and of course also for entertainment. And it will be more and more immersive. So.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up, especially with, like you say, the boost of AI. It's almost catching a lot of people out in it. Hardest question of the day, then. How much does it cost?
Well, we offer the hardware for the same prices where we buy them for. So this is not our business model. So I guess an average VR device would cost around 400. Well, in euros, it's 400 euros. But we work with yearly licenses. So and within the yearly license, it includes updates, services, support, etc. So it includes everything. And the yearly license, the costs are 1,295 euros for one device for 1 year, basically. And but I guess the purchase of VRelax, that's one step, but the most important step would be implementation, and we take our time for implementation. So we help our customers, and I guess that's the most important part.
Yeah, and in fairness, I mean, it seems a very reasonable price from what I've experienced as well. I think it's a great little app that, everyone should at least experience it, even if you're not stressed. Go and have yourself a 10-minute holiday. Go to the nice sunny beaches.
Yeah, and of course we have to, and we are already proving the added value, but we are trying to build business cases, of course. So when it helps treatments, treatments will be shorter. For instance, this is one. Less aggression, less escalations at the working floor. So it's quite difficult to make business cases, but we are trying. We are doing this, building up experience via research and daily practice. So, but that's something we are constantly working on.
Yeah, and if somebody is interested, do you provide demos or anything like that?
Yes, it's seeing is believing, basically, what we always say. So it's possible to have a demo for a couple of weeks. It doesn't cost anything, by the way. You have to try it. You have to experience VRelax. You can talk about it for hours, but you have to see it. And that's basically what we offer. And
all right. Well, we're coming almost to the end of our time. Is there anything you'd like to add before we sign off?
Well, we're very open to learn and very open to research. So if there are people in your group that are interested to join research or to think along with us based on research questions, I'm very much open to it. Same on content development. I'm always ready to have a good conversation and coffee. If you guys would have been in the Netherlands, I would say come to join our lunch. It's healthy and it's always something happening here. So that will be an open invite to you. Maybe for Frank?
I would say VR, it works. I have a Swedish partner. She's called Annika Gustafsson. She's a VR strategist. I guess the only VR strategist in Sweden. I talk with her a lot, and she has a lot of experience, specifically in the field of institutions for people with special needs. And sorry for being maybe a little bit rude or using rude words, but she always says this shit works. It works. Just go for it. Don't wait till others do it. Just try it. Build experience, because we know from practice, we know from research that VR relaxation, but also other ways to use VR, it works. So it's not a matter of waiting. It's a matter of doing, and that's why we try to activate all our partners.
Yeah, I mean, some people still think it's a little bit gimmicky, and
Yeah.
there's still a lot of non-believers out there, isn't there? If people want to get hold of you, then what's the best way to contact you guys?
Website. We have a special portal on the website, and fill in your question, and we'll get back to you probably the same day or the day after.
Yeah, I'll put the contact information in the episode description, so if anyone wants to reach out to you, they'll
Right.
grab you on there. And well, thank you for coming along today and having a little chat. It's been great to catch back up with you, and great to see you again, Frank. I mean, it's been
Thank
a
you
while.
very much for having us.
It was fun. Thank you very much, Craig.
No worries. All the best.
Okay.
A huge thank you to the team at VRelax for joining us and sharing their insights into how virtual reality is transforming mental health support, stress management, and patient care. It's incredible to see how immersive technology can make such a meaningful impact, providing relaxation and distraction exactly when people need it the most. If you'd like to learn more about VRelax and how it's being used in healthcare, be sure to check out their work with the links in the episode description. As always, thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, share, and let us know your thoughts. We'll be back soon with more conversations exploring the latest innovations in simulation technology and healthcare. Until next time, take care and keep innovating.